Briefly, I'll be speaking on not for heaven, not for heaven. You see, following God is not just because we want to make heaven. Many of us we accepted Jesus for selfish reasons. We follow God for selfish reasons. Oh, I must make heaven. As good as your statement is, but is that all? If all God wanted is just for us to make heaven, then He will have taken us to heaven the moment we give our life to Christ. It will mean that beyond going to heaven, there are other things God wants us to do here on earth. So if all you have in your mind is just going to heaven because I want to escape hell, no, I cannot go to hell. I have to make heaven, so I need to accept Jesus. You may end up becoming a selfish Christian. You have responsibility on earth. Are you there? Don't be too heavenly conscious that you will become earthly useless. Don't be too heavenly conscious that you will become earthly irrelevant. What if heaven does not exist? Will you still follow God? That's the question. There are several people that will never follow God if there's nothing like heaven, because that's their motivation. They are selfish. It's just about them. Oh, I don't want to go to hell, so I have to follow God. What if heaven and hell does not exist? Is your love that strong for God that you still keep following Him? Don't be selfish. We don't serve Him because we want to make heaven. We serve because we love Him. Your service for God, your service to God must not be on the platform of those things you can get from Him, but it must be on the platform of your undying love for Him. Any service we render to God that is not coming out of the abundance of our love for Him is selfish service. So you have to check yourself. What is my motivation for following Jesus? If it is just to make heaven, you know you are selfish. Because many people that have this motivation, oh, it's just about making heaven. Most of them, they don't end up becoming productive on earth. They are not concerned about winning souls for God. They are just concerned about themselves. Let me just ensure I'm holy. Let me just ensure I'm following God so I can make heaven. Whatever happens around me does not matter. If you like, you can go to hell. But what's important is I don't go to hell. That's selfishness. Selfishness. So many people come to earth and live without making impact because they just want to make heaven. So they don't want to relate with others. They don't want to relate Christ with others. They are concerned about their own life, their own walk with God, their own. It's just about them, them, them. It's just about me, me, me. And people like that, in most cases, they end up losing that heaven they are shouting at. Why? Because beyond going to heaven, there's an assignment for you here on earth. And that assignment is for you to shine the light. If you have been saved, you have the responsibility if you have been saved, you have the responsibility to bring others into salvation. Your roommate is not saved, you are saved, and yet you are happy with it. Why? Because your focus is just to make heaven. So you are not concerned about what's happening around you. You may end up losing that heaven because you have made yourself of no use on earth. You have become an unproductive Christian. I hope you know that heaven is for those who are productive for the kingdom. Heaven is for those who are not spiritually barren. Heaven is for those who are soul winners, who are not selfish with Christ. Jesus is not your personal property. Share Him. Are you there? Jesus is not your personal property. You've got to what? Share Him with others. Let others know about Him. I pray the Lord will help us. In Jesus' name.